Kinlet is a small settlement. It's got very few houses, but it's a little hive of activity, and it's a place where there is insufficient housing for those who wish to live here and who need to live here because of the work they do in and around this community. It's got a thriving pub and a local school that brings children in from around the neighbouring settlements. There's clearly been a need for some time for more homes here. Shropshire Rural is a charitable housing association operating throughout the county and providing affordable homes and all of the related management services that go with that. Here at Kinlet in the south of the county, we're developing a new housing scheme of 8 new homes. This project here at Kinlet is a community-led development, and what that means is that we've worked closely with with Shropshire Council and the local parish council to ensure that the homes that we're building will meet the needs of local people. Priority will be given in allocating these homes, as when we work elsewhere in the county, to people who do live locally, and we're keen to ensure that in building the homes, not only during the construction period are we considerate to the environment around us and try to minimise the impact on the host community, but also that once the homes are finished, the work doesn't stop there, and that our management of those homes into the future is such that we're able to give good support to the people who live in our homes.
Kinlet is been in need of affordable housing for quite some time, and the houses are not affordable for most people. The council have been working closely with the Shropshire Rural Housing right from the outset, so that we were aware of what was going on all through the process of these houses being built.
I think the issue of affordable housing is probably the biggest housing challenge of this generation. The values between house price and the ability to earn is at its widest in a rural community. Shropshire Council has adopted a community-led approach to the delivery of affordable housing, and the Shropshire Rural Housing Association are one of the great exponents of this concept. Properties like this are built on what they call exception sites, and they are an exception to the planning rule. They're allowed because there's a demonstrated housing need within the community. The council's method of allocating these is through a choice-based lettings system. People register with a housing need, with a local connection, where they're from, where they want to live, and properties are allocated on that basis.
ETC Design are a well-established chartered architectural practice, and since forming in 1998, a significant proportion of the projects have been in low-energy, affordable housing with a specific emphasis on volumetrics and modern methods of construction. This project was designed to cope with sustainable homes, lifetime homes and housing quality criteria, meaning it was both energy efficient and flexible so residents can remain here for life. The rural approach starts with the site. The buildings are orientated at different angles, as you would expect to find within a village, but still making best advantage of passive solar design. So we have smaller windows at the north side so that there's less heat loss, and much larger windows on the south to maximise solar gains. And we also incorporated a open space within the middle of the development, which is reminiscent of a village green. The buildings themselves incorporate a variety of rural features, including low ridge heights with reasonable roof pitches, timber boarding reminiscent of local farm buildings, and a large barn door style window to the south of the properties, which has a dual function of improving the rural appearance whilst also increasing the amount of light within the home.
The Accord Group pride themselves on being quite forward-thinking so far as modern methods of construction is concerned. It's a closed panel timber frame construction, so it's clad in the factory, the windows are fitted in the factory, and it enables it to have twice the insulative value of maybe traditional construction today. We designed, I suppose, an English version of the system and decided to buy our own factory and manufacture these panels in the UK. We wanted to set it up really as a social enterprise. It's run on social enterprise principles. So the word local homes stands for low carbon, local homes manufactured by local people. The flexibility of the system to work with other architects and other clients' desired house types is there.
I'm a Saxonby site manager, obviously run the job, sort out all the materials, liaise with every trade to develop and make sure everything's hit on target on time, make sure everything's safe and hit the deadlines that we need to hit. First thing is we'll put out a letter, residents will get that, we'll come out, we'll meet with the residents. On this job we met with the farmer first and had a look at the lie of the land, see how we can work it better, liaise with the residents, the local residents around here, to tell them that on this job we were not going to use their road as an access into the site. We mainly develop affordable houses with housing associations. That's what we've done, that's what I've done from the start with Saxonby, and hopefully that's what we'll do for years to come, bring in stuff that people do need within these rural communities. Compared to a traditional build, working with this system to me has been faster, safer, and I hope we do use it again in the future. I think it's the way forward.
We've been over to the site and we've very kindly been spoken to by the contractors, and some of the children have taken photographs daily, and we've kept a log of how it's developed through the last few months. A lot of rural schools, you have got a small catchment area, and once the families grow up, become mature, you lose the children because they're no longer at primary school age. And so it's always a struggle for small schools. Obviously, numbers has a direct impact on your budget, so hopefully more housing will bring more children.
Kenza Heat Pumps are the UK's largest manufacturer of a full range of ground source heat pumps. We manufacture all of our units from our factory down in Truro in Cornwall. A heat pump works by gathering a large volume of low-grade energy from the ground. The heat pump upgrades it and compresses it into useful energy that's used to heat the home and provide domestic hot water to the property. The main benefit to the tenant of the system is the low running costs of the system. What we get, because a large proportion of the energy, 2/3 of the energy that we're using to run the heat pump is free energy that's coming out of the ground. The only energy that they pay for is the electrical energy to run the compressor. The running costs are significantly lower than any other off-gas alternative. The running costs are in fact in line with a mains gas system. The other significant running cost benefit is in that as fuel increases in price, so for every penny electricity goes up in cost, the actual running cost of the heat pump only goes up by 1/3 of that value. So actually by choosing a ground source heat pump from the scheme, Shropshire are actually helping to protect their tenants from future fuel cost rises, as well as just providing low running costs today. The main benefit to Shropshire rural housing in choosing a ground source heat pump for this development is the very low lifetime cost of ownership. So once the infrastructure's gone in, the boreholes have gone in to provide the energy for the building, that provides effectively free energy to the building for the lifetime of the building. The heat pump itself has got a very long operating lifetime. We'd expect it to run for 20 to 25 years, and at the end of that lifetime it's a very simple straight swap, one heat pump for the next.
It's going to make a heck of a difference to the parish actually, because we're looking for younger people to come on this area, so we've got a younger population.
Kinlet's probably a very established community, and the population is ageing, so I think it's good to have some new blood coming to the village and to keep it young.
Shropshire Rural Housing, the community, have worked really hard here in identifying a site, getting the thing up and running. It's an extraordinary achievement for all, and it'll benefit the community for generations to come.
With the pressures that people are under nowadays with their budgets, keeping the cost of energy to a minimum really makes a big difference to people.
It's all about delivering houses quicker for those in need, quicker, and obviously very efficient homes. And I think Shropshire Rural have really embraced that vision and delivered on their promise, and I hope this is the first of many. It's fabulous.
I've found that working on this site in particular, everyone is fantastic. It just feels like you're one of the team. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman here, it's just all one big family trying to get the project done to the best of our abilities.
Hopefully the local residents will be happy with what we provided. Myself, I'm proud of this being my first project as a site manager on my own, and when I do drive past in the future I can just turn around and say that's what I've developed, that's what we've done.
It's a real privilege being involved with Shropshire Rural in delivering new homes such as these in rural settlements around the county. For me, the very best places to be are those which have a good quality built environment that's well maintained and have multiple generations, and this is what we're trying to achieve here. We're making a difference, and that has to be a job worth doing.